We believe the World Trade Organization is a fundamentally flawed organization in that it's institutionally undemocratic. Equal rules for unequal partners.
When you come back to your life outside of the protest, don't live it unconsciously. Live it consciously, fully aware of what's going on.
Neoliberalism disempowers the average worker, farmer around the world. I grow potatoes. I'm not going to sell them for a penny a pound.
We've taken the culture out of agriculture and we've replaced it with business, whereas culture is a way of life and business is business.
In the summer of 2003, 15 young Canadians got on their bikes in Vancouver and embarked on a caravan of agri-awareness. Their final destination, the World Trade Organization in Cancun. Their purpose, to find a connection with the people who grow the food they consume.
Just got up one morning and decided we're going to pick on Percy Schmeiser. They do this to farmers on a regular basis. But Percy's the only one that said bring it on.
1998, Monsanto laid a lawsuit against me that I was growing Monsanto's GMO canola without the technology agreement. After 2.5 weeks of trial, what did the federal court judge rule? And what he ruled is what really started this case to become an international case. In his judgment, it does not matter how Monsanto's GMOs get onto any farmer's field. All your seeds plants becomes Monsanto's ownership.
You know, what made me become a farmer? At first I was thinking about meat, you know, and what animals go through and how disgusting that is, and it's not good for animals or myself in our current meat industry. But then I thought about it and it's like, well, plants are the same thing.
Well, this is much more about our own personal growth and experience than changing the world or anything. Like I kind of came into it with a different perspective that I have now. At first I thought we were really going to be out there and having more of an impact on others, but I'm realizing now that it's so much more about changing yourself at this point.
Working with our energy most efficiently so that the WTO doesn't continue the way it's going, and let them burn themselves out. Let them do what they need to do. Let's take our energy, protest when we can, but take our energy and build a parallel society so that when they fall, when they burn themselves out, when they have nowhere else to go, we have our own society already built.
You guys are basically pretty clueless when you started of what agriculture is all about. So I'm hoping, and I would think that I've been able to shed some perspective. So what they did is they came through and modified like corn and soybean to where you can spray over this. Normally it would kill the corn as well as the weeds, but they genetically modified the corn to be able to withstand Roundup. That's right. And I totally part company there. It's like, hey, see ya, I don't like that idea, I'm not interested. I'll never grow GMO Roundup ready corn. I just won't.
Depleted soil, which will obviously take a lot of chemical input in order to
have anything
grow anything.
Undocumented, probably 80% of the people working in vegetables are undocumented.
We had these little flyers for Vote, right? So the center offering services for immigration and citizenship. And we were giving them out, and so many of them were just like, I don't have time for this. I don't want to pay union fees. Like, I don't want to give more of my money away. And it was really crazy, because I don't know if I expected people to be like, oh, there's a center that can help me.
The big problem is that farm workers are disposable. They're paid shit and they're treated like shit. There are labor contractors who sign a contract with a grower, and when somebody sits down and does the math, it's mathematically impossible for that labor contractor to pay minimum wage and taxes. The bottom line is, Americans will not work bent over all day in the sun, in the dust, exposed to pesticides for $7 an hour.
do you really think that at the end of the day people have time to go to a center and start, you know, learning English when they've just worked a 12-hour shift and they're going to do the same for the next 5 days in a row, and their back hurts and their knee hurts and they have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be in the parking lot for 4 a.m. to do the 2-hour commute to work a 12-hour day, do the 2-hour commute back, and lucky if they have 6 hours sleep. So it's such a cycle, and they're making more money than they would in Mexico.
Yeah.
We're standing out here on 108th and Compton Avenue in front of the Watts Garden Club. This garden club is located in the center of Watts, California, one of the most violent, depressed communities in South Central Los Angeles. The Watts Garden Club located itself here for precisely that reason, because that was the great challenge faced by Anna Marie Carter, known as the Seed Lady. This is also a demonstration of the power of one.
Our food has been fragmented. It's crossbred between the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. I was fortunate to get a scholarship to go to Cuba. I went to Cuba and I saw some very interesting food systems. One of the food systems is called an organoponico, and it's a system where food is grown in a container on concrete. When I got there, everybody else was kind of like saying, oh, come on, let's go. And I was like, no, what is this ground? What is this ground? They said, it's just hard soil. I said, no, it's not. And then I found out it was concrete. And they were growing miles and miles of food on concrete. It's just totally incredible. It just blew my mind. So it makes me now look at urban spaces in a different way. Where I would drive down the street and I'd see an empty lot and I think, oh, that's the only place we could build a garden. Now I see everything as a potential place for a garden.
We were able to show with the unity a group of the developing countries united not on any political banner but on concrete issues. We were able to present a platform of reform in agriculture, which is the most unfinished business, and I would say even unbegun business to a large extent, in the WTO, and at the same time taking into account the needs of developing countries.
De haber asistido a Cancún es difundir ampliamente de lo que aprendimos de los especialistas a nuestros pueblos, difundir a nuestros hermanos, a nuestros amigos del campo, para que juntos podamos conservar esta naturaleza que tenemos, que no está tan contaminada como en otros lugares, y también seguir organizándonos para hacerle frente a las grandes empresas transnacionales, seguir trabajando, seguir manteniéndonos unidos, e invitar a otras personas que no están enterados de lo que está pasando con la madre naturaleza y la madre tierra, seguir invitándolos a que se enteren de lo que está pasando con la naturaleza que está en destrucción, la tierra, la biodiversidad misma, y todo lo que tenemos en nuestras manos, que es la madre tierra.
You know, Anna and myself, we call ourselves solutionaries.
Solutionaries.
Not revolutionaries.
Not
It's about It's about the solution. And we spell solution S-O-U-L-U-T-I-O-N-A-R-Y because it's about the solution, it's about the soul. It comes from a deeper place.
Yes! You know the deal, yes! You know the deal. Why do we step? We step for love and unity. One may fall, but together we are.